Allah, أعوذ بك.
Number 10.
Which probably includes most of the people who are not in the US. It's basically scrounging through garbage dumpsters, usually behind department stores or businesses, to find valuable things or items that have been thrown out. Well, in this video, these guys aren't so successful in their dumpster dive. First off, they find some expired baby food, which one of them actually eats.
Jenny said he saw like an apple and pear one or something like that. Give me an apple and pear. What is that?
Squash.
Yeah, I'll take squash. Really, squash? Yeah, let me get squash. I like squash.
Grab one of them drinks.
Let me get it. There we go.
Grab one of them drinks right there.
Alright. Oh!
In the mouth? No. We gotta see it in the mouth.
That's not bad. Here, wash it down. This stuff is good.
And later that night, they find a very unexpected surprise in one of the dumpsters.
No. It's moved in there, guys. Guys. It's moved in there. I'm not even joking. It's moved inside of that dumpster. There is something underneath of that box. I'm not going over there. You look at it. I'm not going over there. That box right there just moved. I'm not even joking. That one. Oh, hell no! 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 He's gotta go! No! Oh, hell no! Dude, you better be... Oh, dude. Are you alright? Dude, what the hell was that? Dude, you gotta be kidding me, bro.
The guys actually uncover a homeless man in the dumpster who angrily comes after them.
I'm not even joking. That one. Oh, hell no! 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 He's gotta go! No! Oh, hell no! Dude,
One of the guys gets a small cut on his arm, but otherwise they manage to escape unharmed.
Number 9.
Most haunted hotel in America, and my nightstand on the creepy door is my eyes shut. So early bedtime looking for ghosts.
Now, at first watch, it probably just looks like a casual video. But then, watch when the video is slowed down.
Early bedtime looking for ghosts.
Something seems to run by the bed, so fast that it's barely noticeable. It looks like a little girl just ran right in front of the camera. But there is no little girl in the room with them. And more importantly, there's nowhere to run. So just what is this? Let me know what you think.
Number 8.
For an occasional paranormal investigator from Mexico, in one of his videos, Eric claims that a girl named Natalie contacted him about some very strange activity in her home. Natalie, who appears in the video with a teddy bear face concealing her identity, says that her mother recently rented the upstairs apartment in their house to an elderly woman. Natalie says that as soon as the woman moved in, strange things started occurring in their home. They would hear odd noises in the middle of the night. They would find random things move from one room to the other. And they would often smell an unexplained foul stench coming from upstairs. Weirdest of all, cats and dogs in the neighborhood began disappearing. As for the old lady, her behavior was odd to say the least. She avoided all contact with Natalie and her family. The woman didn't say hello or even talk to them when they passed her on the stairs. If they knocked on her door, she wouldn't answer. Natalie and her family became more and more terrified as the odd noises and events in their house intensified. Then one night, Natalie's 10-year-old sister woke up screaming, saying that her back was in agonizing pain. They checked her and found that her back was covered in deep, unexplained scratches. Well, with that, they had had enough. Without even so much as packing a bag, they fled the house in the middle of the night. As of the filming of this video, they had not been back for 2 weeks. So, Natalie knew about Eric Gunner's YouTube channel. She asked him to investigate.
De hecho, si apago la luz, la casa de arriba está prendida. Ahí es donde vive la viejita. Voy a tratar de no hacer ruido para que no me vaya a escuchar. Fíjense que a mí me da más miedo la viejita que, no sé, me vaya a parecer un fantasma o algo así.
It's fairly obvious that Natalie and her family left in a rush.
Se supone que así como dijo ella, esta Natalie pues se fueron de rápido ese día. No recogieron nada. Dijo, pues sí me dijo que iba a haber incluso hasta comida. Hasta frijoles aquí. Ay, huelen muy feo, parece como están enlamados.
At first, it seems like there's not much to see. Just an average empty house. But then things start to get a little strange.
Lo que veo es que hay muchas fotos de niños. Escucho ruidos.
Did you see it? Well, Eric didn't either. But watch again.
Lo que veo es que hay muchas fotos de niños. Escucho ruidos.
YouTube commenters pointed out that it looks like a small girl dressed in all white briefly peeks out from behind the curtain. Again, I should note, the house is supposedly empty.
Ay, esa muñeca da miedo.
Eric spots a doll that seems to be a bit out of place. Little did he know that after the filming, the house's owner would tell him that the doll doesn't belong to them, and they've never seen it. But even creepier, later in the video, Eric passes by the same room again. Did you see it? As YouTube commenters would later point out, the doll has now vanished. Eric heads into the bedroom to investigate, and this is when things get truly bizarre.
Aquí parece que se puede subir por aquí, pero está como sellado. ¿Qué pedo? Está esta casa rara. Bueno, está construida raro. ¿Qué pedo? Veo que se mames.
Eric gathers his courage and heads back in to check out the curtain. It didn't go well.
Ay, que me da manos extraordinarios.
As he rounds the corner, a shadowy figure ducks back into the corner of the room. This time, Eric does see it.
No sé qué hacer. No sé qué... No sé qué pensar, la verdad, si estoy... Tengo miedo. Ya no sé si salir o no. No hubiera venido solo. ¿Saben qué? Si no hubiera venido solo, la cagué bien cabrón. No hubiera venido solo. Esta puerta me la desbloqueé. Al baño. Ay, güey. Me sacó.
He heads in to check it out, but nothing there. With this, Eric has had enough. He decides to just get out of there. But that might not be as easy as he thinks. Someone in a cloak, presumably the creepy old lady who lives there, comes walking up the stairs. Eric hides until the coast is clear, and quickly makes his escape out to the street. So did Eric Gunner catch multiple paranormal encounters on video? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. You can watch Eric Gunner's full investigation of this supposedly haunted house over on his YouTube channel.
Number 7.
A guy named Lee says that his house is, well, really haunted. He set up a series of cameras around his home to capture the frequent paranormal occurrences. And Lee has caught even more intense footage in his kitchen. As you can see, the paranormal activity in Lee's kitchen is pretty extreme. But perhaps the most terrifying capture of all comes from the house's living room, recorded late one night while Lee was asleep on the couch.
Number 6.
Been the site of occult rituals by the former owner.
يلا نبدأ ونقول بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يلا بينا.
As Sakura begins to explore, things get weird right away.
كلمات الله تمت من شر ما خلق. أعوذ بكلمات الله تمت من شر ما خلق. بسم الله.
He sees a shadow cross by a doorway and chases after it, but nothing there. Sakura then begins to hear noises that sound like heavy objects being thrown all around him.
وأنا بيتهيألي ولا أنا بستعبط ولا إيه؟ أعوذ بكلمات الله تمت من شر ما خلق. أعوذ بكلمات الله تمت من شر ما خلق. أنا عايز أوريكي بس إيه؟ بصوا الضلمة اللي أنا فيها. شايفين؟ لا مش شايفين. أعوذ بكلمات الله تمت من شر ما خلق. أعوذ بكلمات الله تمت من شر ما خلق.
And it seems like he might not be alone.
أعوذ بكلمات الله تمت من شر ما خلق. حاسس إن في حاجة غلط.
Some shadowy thing seems to be following him as he explores, and it becomes very obvious that this thing doesn't want him there.
بس يا جماعة تفاصيل البيت. أعوذ بكلمات الله تمت من شر ما خلق. في حد هنا؟ بسم الله الرحمن الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق.
Whatever spirit or jinn that might inhabit the house, it seems to be getting much more aggressive.
بسم الله. لا. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق.
This time, whatever's thrown actually hits Sakura, and he decides that he's had about enough. He takes the voice's advice and just gets out.
Number 5.
2 Estonian urban explorers. ET explores in more and exploring with Darknet. So this is one of those rare videos where we actually get to see the action from 2 different points of view. Anyway, these urban explorers were investigating an abandoned building that had served as a sauna until 1995. On the bottom floor, they find some equipment and a few dangerous open holes in the floor. Then, they head up to the 2nd floor, and that's when things start to get a little creepy. At the end of the hallway, there is a white door with the odd phrase, "Ghost Room," scrawled on it in marker. When they try to open the door, it won't budge, even though it's not locked. It's as if something is wedged against the door. Sure enough, it looks almost as if someone has intentionally barred the door from the inside with a metal pole. When they enter, they see a curtain or bed sheet covering the door of one of the back rooms. Nevertheless, they continue deeper into the so-called ghost room.
taga on jah mingi kardin ukses, mingi vait. Aga see on küll nagu siuke creepy.
One of his friends warns the explorer who calls himself Darknet that he shouldn't continue.
Sinna ma ei läheks.
But Darknet doesn't listen, insisting on seeing what's behind the curtain.
Sealt käisime juba.
Seal käinud.
Käisime küll ju, sealt ei käinud ju.
Käi. Ta mis selle linna me jääme.
No kurat, siin on diivan ja siin nii kaks. Küsige.
Ta mis selle linna me jääme.
No kurat, siin on diivan ja siin nii kaks. Küsige. Siin. Ei.
The boys make a break for it with the angry man in pursuit. After charging down the stairs and avoiding some holes in the floor, they make it outside and back to their car.
Number 4.
Boyfriend first moved into their house. They went to sleep one night and woke up to find this creepy spectacle outside their home. Someone sprinkled rice all over her boyfriend's car and completely surrounded their house with it, as if drawing a circle around their home for some kind of ritual. It was also obvious that a candle had been burned on their sidewalk throughout the night. But that's not even the creepiest part of the strangers' nighttime activities. On their back doorstep, Cassie found another candle that also looked like it had been burned through the night. There was a wooden log, bottled water, a nectarine drink, an empty can of seltzer water which covered what looks like some freshly picked berries and flowers, and perhaps strangest of all, an empty dog food can with a spoon in it. Oh, and the welcome mat that all this stuff is laying on, Cassie says that it doesn't belong to them either. The person who left all these things also left the welcome mat that they are sitting on. Now keep in mind that all of this was done quietly overnight in the dark while they slept just a few feet away inside their home. Cassie says that their neighborhood is pretty quiet and peaceful and nothing like this has happened before or since. So what do you think that this person was doing creeping around their house all night long while they slept? Why were they lighting candles and leaving strange objects? Now, personally, I've never seen anything like this. So if you have any idea what this is, please let me know down in the comments.
Number 3.
Insane asylum when they encounter something very unexpected.
This is like the psych ward. This is where they kept the crazies. What? What's that? Security? What is this? Shh. Did you hear that? That was coming from upstairs. That was coming from upstairs. Let's go see. Go upstairs. Go upstairs. It came from upstairs. It's up the stairs. Guys. No. Because I want to get this on video. I want to get the video, man. Did you watch the asylum? They filmed that same exact thing up here. Man. Look. This way. Where'd the other guys go? Where'd the other guys go?
Now, because this person is acting so bizarre, some people initially claimed that this was a creature, a cryptid, or something other than just a person making very strange noises. But if you look closely, this person is wearing shoes. So, that's just a very skinny person moving in a very bizarre way. Could this be a former patient? Is it some random disturbed person living in the abandoned building? Or is it all just a hoax? You decide. Ortiz claims that he was hanging out at his house late one night when the door handle of his room just started randomly shaking, as if someone was trying to open the door. He grabbed his phone and started recording.
Bro, what? Bro, what? Bro.
T says he lives in a very old house, dating back to the late 1800s. But he says he's never experienced anything like this before. TikTok user Travis says he works in a movie theater, and late each night, after everyone has left, he has to check the empty theater.
So, I work in a movie theater, and we have to check the theaters at night. You know, once you're done closing as an usher, you just flash the camera. You gotta check the door, and then you have to check behind these curtains, just make sure no hobos are back here. You know, no one's back here. And then you just go and... What the f***?
Travis goes to investigate the strange figure in the projection booth.
I just saw somebody up here, and it's the scariest shit I've ever seen, dude. I was just down here, and I was back down there in that corner right there, and I literally just can't. What the f?
Did you see it? Travis spots some strange dark shape peeking from behind a piece of equipment in the projection booth.
And I literally just like can't. What the f?
Now, as with all TikTok videos, this one ends rather abruptly, leaving the viewer to wonder exactly what happened next. Is this a TikTok theater ghost? Or just a TikTok hoax? You decide.